Hello everyone. In this video I would like to demonstrate the tool called Fairifier. We use Fairifier to create fair data. When I say fair data, I refer to a distribution of a dataset which is available in RDF format. In this demonstration I'm going to use a dataset from a patient registry, and the dataset which I'm going to use is like anonymized data from a patient registry. Before I start with the verification process, I like to draw your attention to the model which I'm going to use in the verification process. And this is a model that I'm going to use in the verification process. So the diamonds are referred to the instances that I'm going to create during the verification process, and the rectangle refers to classes from ontology, and ovals refers to RDF literals. So you start your verification process by clicking on create a project button. Then you get a window where you will be asked to choose a file. So I'm going to use a dummy dataset from Ring 14 patient registry. I select the file and click OK and click next. Now you get a window where you have to instruct verifier parser to pass the file properly. So in this case I imported CSV file, so I'm going to say this is a CSV file. I'm also instructing the parser to pass first line as a header. Now we could see a parser passed this file properly. Now I'm going to name my project. I'm going to name it as a test project. And click create project button. So this is a default view of Fairifier. So you get to see first 10 rows of your dataset, and you also see some small statistics here. So the file which I imported contains 102 rows. If you want to see statistics per column, you can also do it. For instance, if you want to see a number of unique values from this column resident, you can get it by clicking on the drop down button and select a facet option and text facet option. So this particular column contains 24 unique values. So if you also want to edit some of those values, you can do it. For instance, I want to get rid of start from this particular value, so you can do it by clicking on edit button and simply delete start from the value and select apply. Now this transformation will be applied for all values across different cells, or different cells which contain same value. So when I go back to my model now, so this is a triple that I would like to initialize first. So I'm going to create a URL for each patient, and I'm going to assign a type definition for that URL. So according to my model, the type definition is coming from SNOMED City ontology. So you can use existing ontology repositories like bioportal to search for ontological URL. So I'm going to search for patient in bioportal, and bioportal will suggest me a list of ontology which contain patient concept. But according to my model, I'm supposed to use a patient URL from SNOMED City. So this is a type definition URL that I'm going to use for my triple. So when I go back to Fairifier, so in order to create triples from your dataset, you can use RDF plugin in the Fairifier. So click on the RDF button, select edit semantic model button, then you get RDF schema alignment window. Here you can initiate your triple. By default, you get all the rows in the configuration window. You can simply get rid of it by clicking on the remove button. I have too many rows, so it's going to take some time. So now what you see here is a subject configuration option. and you can add property to the subject. And here like you see base URL. By default, Fairifier use the hosted URL as a base URL, but if you like to change it, you can do it by clicking on the edit button. For this demonstration, I'm going to use my domain as a base URL. By the way, this is the URL I just made up for this demonstration. Click apply to change the base URL. Now you can configure your subject URL by clicking on row index button here. By default, OpenRefine or Fairifier uses row index as a subject URL option, but you can change it. So in my case, I want to use URL with patient ID as a suffix of my URL. So I'm going to choose like patient ID, and this is of type URL, and you can verify your final URL by clicking on preview/edit button. So this is how my final URL looks like. It starts with prefix mydomain.com/resource and ends with suffix, which is like a patient ID. Click OK and click save. So here, like the RDF preview session, you can see preview of the RDF what you created. I just initiated like a subject URL. I didn't add like any properties to the subject URL. So I would like to add like a type definition to the subject URL. So I would like to add property called like RDF type. You can do it by clicking on like add property button. Then you get like a property configuration options where I'm going to search for like a RDF type. And I chose like a RDF type, which is suggested by the autocomplete. And in my configuration, I have to assign like an object for this predicate. In my case, I'm going to use this URL. So I copy this URL, go back to Fairifier, and I say like I'm going to provide like a constant value, because this URL is going to stay for all the subjects, or like all the patient ID in my dataset. So I'm going to paste the snowman set CT patient URL, and I'm going to say this is of type URL, and click OK to close this button and save your configuration. And you can preview it by clicking on RDF preview section. Now you can see I initiated like a subject URL which is of type snowman city patient URL, and I'm going to repeat the triple initialization step for all the triples described in this picture. And this is how edit RDF schema alignment window looks like if you initialize all the triples according to this model description. So once you finish with editing the RDF schema, you can export your RDF file. You can do it by simply clicking on like export button and select like RDF as a turtle option. Then you get a turtle representation of your RDF file. Alternatively, you can also post this RDF file directly to Fair Data Point. So you can do it by clicking on like export button and select post to Fair Data Point option. So here like you'll be asked to provide like a Fair Data Point URL. For this demonstration, I'm going to post the file to this particular Fair Data Point. So this particular Fair Data Point contains like one catalog. So I'm going to post it to this particular catalog. So here like you provide like a base URL of your Fair Data Point and select apply, and you get to choose like catalog from this Fair Data Point. In this case, I'm going to post it to test catalog. I'm going to add a data set. Let's name it as a test data set. And this is version 1. And I need to provide like a publisher URL. So in this case, I'm the publisher, so I'm going to use my ArcID URL. And add publisher name, I'm going to add my name. I'm just going to make up some theme here. Click save. I would like to push the RDF from Fairifier to a backend. So in this case, which also used as a backend for the Fairifier tool. So I'm going to push my RDF to which also. Now I'm going to add like some metadata information about this particular distribution, which is pushed to which also. So again, I'm going to name it as a test distribution. So open license, and this version 1.0, and click save. When I click OK, the metadata and data will be pushed to data point. So I can verify it by going back to the data point, and I'm going to look into the catalog. So this catalog now contains like one dataset. When you click on the dataset link, you get like metadata information about the dataset which we posted using Fairifier, and this particular dataset contains one distribution which points to which also instance to which like a Fed data point is connected to. And this is an RDF file that we created in the verification process. That's it. Thanks for watching.